Give me an amazing black man who is working hard, who is providing me with peace. I don't mind paying some bills. Who cares? We're building an empire. We're building a life together.
So sit back and relax. Melanie P. Talk to him.
That's scary with Melanie P. Come on.
Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. I am your girl, Melanie P. And today we are having a final conversation. And it might not be a final, but we're having a final conversation about this 50 bullshit. Now, here's the thing. I've had a lot of conversation about the whole 50-50 thing with different guests on, and we've heard a lot of people's opinions on 50-50, right? And we've heard Coach Keisha say that she's not a 50-50 type of woman. We've heard We've heard some other people talk about 50-50 and their thoughts. We've heard the men on the Is This Why Black Women Are Single episode talk about the 50-50 situation. And I wanted to give my true, authentic feelings on 50-50. Now, before we get started, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and support your girl and the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. Now, here we go. This is where this conversation stemmed from. So if you have been on social media, you see that Cardi B has dropped some new music. And so she's been doing a lot of press, promoting her new song, which I actually like. I actually like her new song. I think it's like enough, maybe. I don't know, but I might do a review on it. I do like the new song. I like the new song. I like it better than the first song. So I'll say that. It had a few lines in it that I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. But anyway, she's been doing a lot of press, and she was on a podcast and she was saying that, in the gist, this whole feminism bullshit and 50-50 stuff has to go. You got to help your man, boom, boom, boom. And here's the funny part about that. Cardi B, like myself, is a Libra woman. I know you guys are tired of hearing about it, but she was really giving Libra energy. And I totally agree with Cardi B. And here are my true, no guest on the show, nobody else opinion thoughts, because I really feel like, again, I'm going to say this because I said it in the last couple of episodes. A lot of these podcasts and these conversations are destroying relationships and destroying the perception of the perception of women to men and the perception of men to women, right? And I'm tired of it. Like, I am someone who I used to always believe that love will fix everything, relationship and being happy with somebody would fix everything. And I still believe that. But again, I feel like the world that we're in now and social media and, all of these conversations are dividing us. Like, they're not allowing people to, like on my previous episode, have healthy communications and hear other people's thoughts. One. But then two, a lot of the people who have opinions on 50-50 and all this stuff, they're honestly not even on social media. So, the people who are the loudest is the people who are going to be heard, and they are currently, being heard any and everywhere, like they're talking on a large microphone. So here are my thoughts. We have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. So I look at, my parents, and I look at, again, other relationships that I see that I feel are, healthy, long relationships. And there's never been this man got to pay all my bills conversation, energy, thought process. It's never been this. And I said on one of my episodes recently, I said, there are men out there who are very, very, very well off. They don't need your money for cable, for gas, for power. They don't need your money for anything. And they don't care. So if you're a woman who feels like that is your religion, that is your, that's your shit and you sticking to it, then you need to find the group of men. And I don't think there's that many, to be honest with you, but you need to find the men in that circle of men who are so well off that they, A, don't need your money for bills, B, won't throw it in your face, and C, whatever you want to put in C, right? So there's that group. And to me, that really period hard stops this whole conversation. You go to what you want to go to. If I'm a woman and I am dead set on, okay, I'm not going to be with no man who wants me to pay a bill, that is fine. We all have opinions. We all have our requirements. Find those men. Do not hate on the men who don't have that as a requirement. Do not talk about the men who might need help with a bill or two. You stay over there. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing. People are acting as if one person says this, then we all have to follow in line. And that's not how it works. Again, the beauty of being in this human race is that everybody is different. Everybody's walking different paths in life, and you have your opinion, you have your thought process, you have your requirements, and that's all well and dandy. You need to make sure, ask yourself this question: is it working for me? Is it truly working for me to have this line in the sand that says I'm not going to be with no man that wants me to pay a bill or two? Number one, have your opinion. Go with it. We respect that. But also ask yourself this question: how is that working for you? Because to me, one thing that I do see, a lot of women who have that as a requirement are single, you know? And a lot of women who say that a man has to do this and has to do that, they are literally women who are going home alone at night. And again, nothing wrong with that. I would not single bash, because here's the thing. If it's important to you, you would not want to force yourself to be with somebody that isn't giving you what you feel like you require, and then you constantly put them down, or you're unhappy because you're in the situation, right? So again, if you feel that way, don't waste nobody's time and be with somebody who you don't even want. But you have to ask yourself, is it working for you? And a certain person comes in mind that I will not name their name, but there's a certain person on social media who is constantly talking about the soft life, constantly talking about, she ain't paying no bills, blah, 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 blah. And I respect her, I love her, and I follow her. But on the same token, I have really never seen her in a long-term relationship. I know she wants kids and she don't have any. I know she wants to be with someone to have children with, and she ain't with nobody. She is single, and she has a very high following. And I do respect like 90% of the stuff that she says. But the question that always lingers in my mind is, why are you single? And when you are with men, you're with men who you don't want to show on camera, because they're like, a lot of times they're like these older white men who are really basically your sugar daddy, and they're paying for everything, but they're probably paying for everything for another woman too. They're old, and nothing is wrong with that. Like, there's a sugar daddy, sugar mama situation for a reason, because it's people out there who don't want anything but the money and the lifestyle. But again, the ultimate question in that is, how is that working for you? Because me personally, it sounds great. And it also depends on what area in your life, what phase in your life that you're in, and what you want out of life. But I feel like if you want, and there's a lady on, because I just ended my thoughts, sorry y'all, but there's a lady on TikTok, and I'm going to put her information somewhere here. And she basically says, she's a black lady. She is engaged to a older white man, and she tells us how she does not work. She travels the world. He pays for everything. And basically that the rest of us women are, I don't want to say stupid, but it's working for her. And I feel like if you're okay with that, there is nothing wrong with it. She found her person. She found her man to fund her life, to fund her trips, to buy her any and everything, to give her these experiences that she's never experienced. Like, she admits that she's with this man because he can provide her a certain life that she requires. And we have to understand in our healthy communication that even if I don't agree with that, I'm not going to knock her. Like, that is the life that she wanted. That's the life she went after. And that's the life that she has. Now, how does that look in 10 years? We don't know. Will they even last 10 years? We don't know. But at the end of the day, she's doing what works for her. She's with somebody that provides her with a certain life that she requires, and she's happy about it, period, hard stop. Now, that would not work for me, right? Like, it sounds amazing to be with someone who can pay all your bills, take you on trips. You don't have to work. You can just travel and give me the credit card. I'm gonna go get a pedicure. Y'all, I need a pedicure so bad. It sounds great, but there's also things that come with that in a lot of instances that I don't want. Give me an amazing Black man who is working hard, who is providing me with peace, who I can have conversations, laugh, and joke with. Yeah, I don't mind paying some bills. Who cares? If you're my man, if you're my husband, or if we're going in the direction of, we're building a life together, our energy is we're building an empire. We're building a life together. My true opinion is I want to be an asset in the building of our empire. Most people are not rich. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Most households require 2 incomes to be able to live a comfortable life. So we are lying to ourselves to say that a man paying 100% of the bills is something that's, number one, fully attainable and doesn't come with some damn backlash. But number two, I personally would not want to be in that situation. Let me clarify so I don't sound like a hypocrite. I would love to be in a situation with with someone that was rich and well off and did not make me feel bad because they were rich and they paid all the bills and we had a comfortable, happy life. That's great. But that's not everyone's story. I wouldn't want to give up being happy and being able to laugh and being in the same age group and being able to be around our friends who are in the same age group, and talking about stuff because we are, in the same age group. I don't want to give up that to be with an elderly person or older man just to say that all my bills are paid. Like, I'm not a baby. I'm not a child. I have an education. I have skills. I have assets. I have experience. I mean, my list goes on. So I can work. And earn an income. And here's the thing for me and my people, I want to be an asset to my household. I want to be a part of the long-term goal of the vision. It is my deepest desire to be, again, repetitive. To me, relationships are businesses. And I don't mean we're robots being like business transactions, but but to me, the same way my job has my job don't, but the same way most jobs have a vision, mission statement, I want my marriage to have a vision and mission statement that we're striving for. The same way that my company has monthly, quarterly, yearly financial goals, I want my relationship to have that. And I want to be able to see how I am adding to that number and getting to that goal. And I feel like this is where the conversation should start. This is where the energy should be. The energy should be in, listen, Black people and generational wealth is not where it should be. It starts with the family. How can we as a family unit leave our kids a legacy for financial, freedom? How can we as a family show our children a comfortable life, a comfortable picture of what 2 people in a household working together to reach a common goal looks like? I want my daughters to be able to see mommy and daddy are working because they want to give us a certain lifestyle. Mommy and daddy are sitting down at the table discussing the household bills and having healthy communication around the household bills. That's something that children see. And that's the kind of shit I want, at the end of the day. So this whole bullshit about a man got to pay 100%, if that is you stick with it, you stay with it. I respect that, right? But that to me isn't realistic for a lot of people. And some people don't even want that. Does it sound good? Yes. But I'm not willing to give up other things to sit and be a kept woman. And even if I feel like, to me, even if I was in a situation where my man was so rich that I didn't have to work, I would have to be doing something. And again, I said this in the other episode, I always want to be an asset to the household. I always want to be an asset to the bottom line. Unless you are a millionaire, there is always a bottom line. Unless, I was working with the the liquor company Southern Edge, and I still am, but working with the company Southern Edge, and the owner was telling me how, he's like in his, I want to say late 40s maybe. And he was just saying how he don't even have to work. He retired. He retired himself, his wife, and his daughter because he made sure his money worked for him. So now he's just taking his money that he's like that's working for him, and he's putting it into different businesses. He put his daughter as, in a certain space to be able to grow her business. He put his wife in a certain space to be able to grow her business. And although he doesn't have to work, his money is still working for his beautiful Black family, and it's growing and it's becoming generational wealth, and it's going to be here for generations to come. And to me, that's the goal. I feel like it's a very selfish conversation to only think about yourself when it comes to household bills and finances, especially when there's children involved, or if you want children. I get it with this small group of rich men who can give you this life. That's awesome. And I'm sure if you're a smart woman, you're going to be saving money on the side and building something on the side. But for the vast majority of Americans, it takes two incomes to be able to have a comfortable home, a comfortable vacations and going out to dinner and doing these things. It really takes two incomes. I really want us to bypass the 50-50 conversation and focus more on the household income conversation. I get it for this small demographic of people who are fuck all this stuff, whatever. Fuck all this like money and all this stuff. Like, we need to focus on the fact that we want to be building these households to be sustainable and not be living check to check. How does it look to have a healthy financial portfolio in your household? What does it take? If you're not rich and at the end of the year, if you got a car note, you got a mortgage, you have debt, the conversation should be, me and my partner, these are our bills. This is our debt. What is the quarterly, monthly, yearly goal to reach our common goal to get to where we want to get? Why is that not more of the conversation? We're so hung up on the high value man and upper echelon man and men paying bills and who paying bills and my house, your house. It's just such a immature conversation, and it just leads you to a dead end. Evolving, evolution. How are you growing day to day? How is your financial portfolio looking? How is your relationship looking? How is your household looking? How are you evolving day to day? What picture are you painting for your children? Again, it's awesome for the demographic and the circle of people who can pay all the bills for a man and women who have that requirement. That's great, girl. Kudos to you. Go for those men. How is that working for you? Are you alone? Are you single? Are you in your late 30s out here looking for a man to pay your bills? And yeah, it might look, here's the thing with social media. Those women will show you how they're going on these dates with rich men, and they'll show you that they have the little Van Cleef, bracelet, and they're getting all these gifts. But at the end of the day, what does your day-to-day household family look like? Are you still just alone at the end of the night? And that may work for you, but I just would venture to guess that it's not working, because the end goal for most women, not all, is to have a healthy relationship with a husband who loves them, respects them, and to have offspring with that husband and grow a family and be healthy with the white picket fence, with cookouts and with family vacations and all that stuff. So if you sitting here waiting for this rich man to come save you, girl, and years are going by, you might want to rethink that plan and be your own rich nigga to save you. Why don't you be your own rich person to save you? But again, if that's not your energy, if that's not your vibe, I respect it. I was talking about Lotto Child, and one line that she said in her latest Sunday service sign is, he got money, I got money too. We like, who gonna trick on who? That's my vibe. That is my vibe. He got money, I got money too. We like, who gonna trick on who? Who gonna trick on who? Who gonna trick on who today? Like, who gonna pay for this today? And that's a flex. We talk about a flex, and we talk about maturity and adult bullshit, like adult shit. It's a flex for my man to have money. I have money, and we can just we can just pick a card, pick a person. You gonna pay for something today? Okay, cool. I got you next time, boo, or whatever the case might be. Like, stop trying to model your marriage and your relationships to like these people on social media. You have to do what works for your household and be healthy in it. And again, refer to the first video, healthy communication. You can't get to wealth and generational wealth and goals if you can't even talk. If you can't even talk and have a conversation, you cannot get to the bag because you stuck at being defensive over what somebody said. Let's get to the bag. Let's get to the bag. Let's get to tricking on each other. Let's get to living a good life. Let's get to having wealth for our family and our kids and their kids. Let's get to that bag. That is the true bag. Not being 35 plus, waiting for a rich man to pay your bills and your years are going by. And then you have people like Drea, Michelle, and Joy. I love all of them. I really do. But then you got to get pregnant by a rich man to secure the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not everybody's like thing. Like, a lot of women don't have a lot of football players and these rich men to just, let me trap him and get pregnant by him so I can make sure that my kids are well off. I am not bashing those women. If they do that, that's good because it takes two. It's not the women's fault. All you hear people talking about on social media is the women. Drea this, Drea done had this many bodies. You know, she got this many baby daddies. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, a lot of these men have several baby mamas and these women are not getting pregnant by themselves. It's not the woman's fault. It's two people, two adults making a decision to lay down, have a child, and that's what it is. It's not the woman. You know what I'm saying? So again, that is their story, but their story is not everybody's story. Go ahead and get pregnant by this man thinking you're going to trap him and then he don't got no job or, you know, his money dwindles and now what you going to do? Be your own, save yourself. And when you save yourself and you're in a healthy situation, then you try healthy. When you're healthy and whole in yourself, then you attach yourself to somebody because fuck a 50-50. I want 100% and 100%. I don't want 50-50. Give me your 100. I'm going to give you my 100 and we're going to come together and build a empire. Period. Point blank. Hard stop. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. I want to hear your thoughts below. Let's get the healthy conversation going. Let's each one teach one. We're about to overshadow all this toxicity bullshit on YouTube in the Black community and the Black culture. We're gonna inundate YouTube with how can we help and grow as a couple and as Black people and with Black love at the end of the day. Listen, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will see you on the next episode.